Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. Excited to be in the building with y'all. One more time, one more time, one more time. One more time, yes. One more time. It's to talk about it Tuesday, man. We ain't here because it's I think today's Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. To talk about it or, ooh. Maybe I can stop calling it Talk About It Tuesday and call it Taco About It. TACO, Taco About It Tuesday. Taco. It's a play on. Okay, never mind. Just Taco About It Tuesday. Taco About It, Taco About It. I'm going with it. I don't care if y'all like it or not. It tickled me. I'm excited to be here again, man. If this is your first time hearing this, you are about to experience something so cold. If you have a returning guest, man, I thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, man. I'm gonna keep the show concentrated and light. Get right into it, man, and we just gonna do what we do. First thing I do on this show though is I speak to everybody, man. If the rule goes, if I ain't sleep with you, I'm gonna speak with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and say good morning to everybody that's already checked in. It's Taco About It Tuesday. Taco About It. I'm about to write it down so y'all can get it. See, Taco About It Tuesday. Taco About It Tuesday. Taco About It. All right, talk about it. Talk about it. We can talk about it. Talk about it. I need to change the whole. Anyway, moving on. Let me go ahead and give a special shout out to the first three people to speak. They won a little medal. So the bronze medal goes to Dolores Lewis. Dolores. And I go hard on the dough because it's D-O. I don't want it to be like Dolores. And I'm sure some people just be like Dolores, but I'm going to hit that O on you. Oh, I mean, wait a minute. That sounded bad when I said I'm gonna hit your O. That's not what I meant. Not at all. I was just saying your name is D-O. So I'm be like Dolores. I'm not trying to hit your O, Dolores. I don't know what your not saying that your O's not hittable. I'm just saying you might be married or what. I don't know you like that. I'm just not. Oh, I'm gonna move on. Next one. Eartha Garrett is in the building. And move past this Dolores situation. And Crystal Sex Appeal is in the building. Good morning. Joyce Brown, good morning. Natasha the Mail is in the building. Trouble. Nicole Lewis and Boston, good morning. Lisa Bazemore Bishop, good morning. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Franita, what's going on? The best dressed man in America, Mr. Ronald Cross, aka Mr. Biggs. That's who it is. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. And this gonna tell y'all age too. If you get a phone call late in the middle of the night, it's a music question. It's based on music. Y'all just tell me which one is worse. You get a phone call in the middle of the night. Which would you rather hear? Which is the worst? Well, not which would you rather hear. Which is worse? Hey Barbara, this is Shirley, or this is Mr. Biggs. Your phone ring middle of the night, late night. You answer your phone. Hello. Which is worse? Hey Barbara, this is Shirley, or this is Mr. Big. Both of them classic talk songs. Classic talk, not better than I think those songs. I saw you walking in the rain. That song that takes you to a different level. But which one is it? I think this is Mr. Biggs is worse. This is Mr. Biggs. How you doing? I think when you hear that, but now that Barbara, this is Shirley is rough too. That Miss Barbara, this is Shirley. Crystal Panell, good morning to you. Wilberta's here, so I gotta go ahead and act right. Trouble said, I'll take Mr. Biggs. Yeah, Joy said this is Mr. Biggs. You don't want to hear that. But that, hey, Barbara, this is Shirley. That boy, listen, that, hey, Barbara, this is Shirley. It's just because of how calm and collected she was. Hey, Barbara, this is Shirley. Huh? Ran that man all the way into the ground. Good morning, T. How are you? So shout outs this morning, man, to everybody that's a Denver fan. You see, I got a Denver Broncos hat on. I'm an undercover Denver Nuggets fan. It's never been above the cover. I've been cheating with the Denver Nuggets, so I am excited. And I felt bad last night. It was hard for me to root openly for my side chick. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how guys with side chicks if you got a side chick and she do something important, you see it on Instagram, or how do you applaud for it? It's hard to applaud for your side chick because you feel dirty, you know? You know? I just don't know. I don't know what to do, you know? That's my side chick. The Denver Nuggets are my side chick. The Wizards are my main girl. You know? I profess to be a Wizards fan. I've said it out loud. I tell the world. I said it before God and friends that the Wizards are my team. But inside, I can't get over what me and the Nuggets had. It's hard. How you doing, Pastor Earls? You never had a side chick. You can't really help me with that. You've been happily married for 67 years, so it's not that you can tell me about side chickdom. What's up, Bishop Hill? The Pope is in the building. How do you root for your side chick? That's hard. Do side chicks not expect to be rooted for? You just gotta kind of keep it on the low. You just high five her when you see her. Your side chick gets a promotion. She's all on Facebook. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Just got a promotion. I'm now in charge of fries. And you can't even be like, girl, salt it up. Shake it like a salt shaker. You can't even put it out there because your main chick watching. That's how I felt last night. I'm a Wizards fan. I'm a Wizards fan, but my Denver Nuggets won. So now I want to be like, hey, Nuggets. I think I sent the Nuggets a text last night. Was like, hey, big heads. You know, it was what it was. It was what it was. So shout out to the Denver Nuggets. Man, shout out to the Miami Heat. A team that had no business. You like their post, but don't love it. I got you. I got you. Never throw out the love word with your side chick. I get you. No matter what you did. You can't ever put the L word. You can't say love around your side chick. You got a side chick. Don't say love. Because that moves her up into a whole new category. Your side chick hits you with I love you, you better be like, and I'm fond of you as well. You better start singing Tina Turner. She'll be like, I love you. What's love got to do with it? So shout out to the Miami Heat for getting out there and losing. They played all 5 games. They even won one. A lot of people didn't expect them to. They had no business being there. Overall, as a team, it wasn't a very good team. It was not a very good basketball team. So shout out to them. Shout outs to Nikola Jokovic. They also call him the Joker. It's not Djokovic. Jokovic is a soft J. And if you running out there with a soft J, you better have a soft J. He does. He shoots the basketball very well. He had been the MVP of the league 2 times. He should have been the MVP of the league again this year. But you had idiots like, I hate calling people an idiot, but when you're an idiot, you're an idiot. You had idiots like Kendrick Perkins get out there and say that man was not the MVP of the league, and he clearly was the best player on the best team and led his team to a championship. And Kendrick Perkins went on record as saying that man didn't deserve to be MVP because he was white. The only reason that they liked him is because he was white. And Joker showed him. You know, I would have called Kendrick Perkins after that and been like, "Am I still white?" And he don't even count as white. He's from Serbia. I think when you Serbian, you're not white. You just pale. I just don't think they can grow blackness in Serbia. I've never met a black Serb. Never met a white Serb either. Never met anybody from Serbia. Whatever. But I know what he was doing. He was Serbian these hoes, huh? He was Serbian these hoes. That's what he did. That's what it ate. He was Serbian these hoes. Kendrick Perkins needs to be off TV. I think they're gonna lay Kendrick Perkins off. ESPN's gonna do layoffs. Hopefully Kendrick Perkins. And I never wanted anybody to lose their job, but I've always want to be able to tell people you're not good at what you do. Kendrick Perkins, complete idiot. So that happened. So let me give y'all a recap of my yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for me. I'm getting in, I'm gonna get out. Today's show's gonna be quick. Yesterday I was the guest speaker at a 6th grade moving on ceremony, graduation, something. Let me tell you something. They worked those 6th graders to death. They were the MCs. They spoke. They sang songs of merriment. Um, they also sang a song about Harriet Tubman leading the slaves to freedom. That kind of confused me a little bit. I didn't know what was happening. at that point, but they did it well. They sang it great. I just was confused at the song selection. Then I went up to speak and I spoke to them about their choices and what they're gonna do and how they're taking off in life. Um, and I referred to this part of their journey as taking off like a rocket. So yeah, so that was done. So the kids really enjoyed it. I wasn't up there that long. The parents enjoyed it. I even had one lady say amen. And it just led me to believe that we can't take church people nowhere. I was not preaching, I was just speaking. This won't even church. This was clearly the cafeteria. There was pizza smell in the air as we were talking. There was tater tots being fried while the ceremony was going on. And you weren't supposed to be up there amening. So the parents got it. The kids didn't get my jokes, but I threw some jokes in there. The kids got one joke that I put in there. Well, two. But most of the jokes was for the parents. I wanted to keep everybody engaged. I wasn't up there long enough for any of the kids to fall asleep, and they clapped when I was done. So I don't know if I changed anybody's life because I left so that I could beat traffic. If I change their life, they can send me an email or something. I'll see them in the streets. I ain't had time to be waiting. That traffic was gonna be bad. So I went ahead and got out of there before traffic got bad. So I didn't stop and talk to any of the kids. My favorite joke though for the whole night, and the kids didn't get it at all, was great. I was talking to the kids and I said, I believe the words of the great Negro poet Randy Watson when he said, I believe the children are our future. The kids didn't get that. The kids didn't know who Randy Watson was, but the parents thought it was hilarious. The parents was like, Randy Watson. And then I was like, that boy's good. And that's what I said. I said, Randy Watson said it. I believe it because that boy's good. And they didn't get it. You throw that in there. It was a subtle joke. Randy Watson, that boy's good, but they didn't. The kids admit nothing. Those kids are not watching the classic films that we watch. And so here's the thing that I notice when people get mad about remakes. I get mad about remakes because I think it shows that we're not being as creative as we used to be. We're not being as creative as we used to be. The positive about a lot of these remakes is that it introduces a new generation to some of the movies that we saw in our past. Like we these kids now ain't gonna sit down and watch a black and white movie. They're not gonna go back and watch a movie that's 30 years old. You remake it, put it back out, they'll watch it again. They're not gonna watch Ninja Turtles from when we watch Ninja Turtles. They're not gonna watch Transformers when we watch Transformers. But if you bring the Transformers back in a new way, they'll watch it. Now, people are upset about Color Purple, and they like, why they messing with a classic? Well, they not technically messing with a classic, unless you're talking about they mess with a classic musical, because the musical is a little bit different than the movie. And so that's what this movie is based on. This movie is based on the musical and not the book slash movie before. And Marche said, I don't like most remakes. And you're not supposed to. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're not supposed to. I didn't like the new Coming to America. I've yet to watch the new House Party. A lot of remakes I'm not even gonna get in there and watch. I'm not gonna get in there and watch. But you gotta understand that's because we have the Nirvana, the memories of the old one. We remember the first one, and ain't nothing gonna beat the first one. Ain't nothing gonna beat that first one. In your mind, the first one is the one that you want. Give me what I originally saw. You didn't even try White Man Can't Jump. A lot of people ain't watch it. I had no desire to watch it. Haven't even turned it on. It's been available. I haven't watched it. But it's okay. There's some movies that you don't understand. Like there's some movies that came out in our lifetime, and I give you a perfect example. I love the movie Man on Fire. It's Denzel Washington. It's Peter. Denzel dies at the end, which is great. Man on Fire. I love that film. Man on Fire is a remake. There was a Man on Fire a whole long time ago. Same concept. It was in black and white. I saw this version. If they do another Man on Fire, I'd probably be like, I don't want to see any more men burn. This is too many men burning. I feel like I'm at the clinic. So there you go. So it just depends on when you are introduced to the film. You usually want to see the one that you saw because not only do you remember the film, but you remember all the things around the film. I feel the same way with music. Sometimes it's not just the song that we love. It's the feeling that the song gave. It's where you were at the time when the song came out. All those things. Sometimes the song could be better. Boys the Men, and y'all can get as mad as y'all want to. Boys the Men sings "Can You Stand the Rain" way better than New Edition. If you tell me you like the New Edition version of "Can You Stand the Rain" better than Boys the Men, you're only doing it for nostalgia. There's absolutely no way. There's no time ever that if Boys the Men went and redid all New Edition songs, they were doing better. I guarantee it. I stand behind it. But there's still people out there be like, I like the New Edition version better. You don't like the New Edition version better. You like the fact that it reminds you of that girl that you first fell in love with. You like the fact that it was the first concert that you ever went to. You love the feeling the New Edition song gave you. But flat out, it's not better. It isn't. It's not better. The only person, Boys and Men, do they New Edition song better. Any Luther song that you heard, Luther did it better than whoever was original. Luther was a song stealer. Luther stole other people's songs, and you didn't even go back and see who he stole it from. You didn't care. When until you come back to me. That ain't Luther's song. A chair is not a chair. It's not Luther's song. Luther just steals everybody's songs. But he do them so good. Crystal songs on New Edition all day. There's no way. There's no way you listen to them two songs and say New Edition did it better. There's no way. You crush it on Ronnie and Ralph. That's all that is. Nobody ever crushes on Bobby, Johnny. I don't know what Mike is. Mike is a poor woman's love interest. If you had low self-esteem, you love Mike. If you weren't 100% sure of yourself, you didn't know how you felt about yourself in life, that's who you picked in New Edition. Nobody ever picked Johnny. When we were growing up and girls used to be like, who's the cute one in New Edition? You never heard be like, oh my God, Johnny. Nobody ever chose Johnny. I know what it is, Johnny. I know. Nobody loved Johnny. Johnny ain't never get the crush. Ain't nobody like, oh my God, give me Johnny. Johnny, I love you. Mm-mm. Won't ever know, Bobby! Bobby! No. It was Ralph and Ronnie. Ronnie, Bobby, Ralph, Ricky, and Mike. Ronnie, Bobby, Ralph, Ricky, and Mike. Ronnie was fine. Bobby, no. Ralph, yes. Ricky. I don't know where Ricky was in there. Ricky was just in the group. Ricky was just in the group. He didn't give us anything of any substance. And we don't even know why Ricky was there. Lisa loves some Ronnie. Yeah, they all love Ronnie. Ronnie's still slaying y'all old ladies right now. That New Edition tour, them ladies is lined up with their walkers and stuff at that backstage trying to get a little piece of Ronnie. Trying to get a little piece of Ralph. Ronnie up there bleaching his skin, staying young. Ronnie DeVoe, an Apollo legend. I don't even know what I would do with that type of woman attention. I'm a comedian, man. I'm a comedian. I'm a moderately handsome comedian. Ain't no line at my door. That's it. When I get finished with the show, everybody say good night and go home. I'm the type of performer. People leave my show and go home and sleep with somebody else. I increase your love for somebody else, never for me. They never lined up for me. Ain't nobody throwing panties at me. But there you go. And I've told y'all about that's my one level of insignificance. I no panties. I'm living a no panty life. I'm planning my special now. That might be the name of my special. Where are my panties? That's what my special is gonna be called. Where are my panties? I did that 6th grade graduation. I don't want no 6th graders throwing panties at me. But none of the mamas came up after me. It was like, I was inspired by your speech. Why don't you get some of this? You know? Why not get some of this? Nothing's happening for me. Nothing. They went home and they were inspired to actually fix their relationships. You know? That's just what my life is. So I left there I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. I didn't tell y'all because y'all be all worrisome when y'all be like, what happened in your doctor's appointment? What happened in your doctor's appointment? So I had my doctor's appointment yesterday. Good doctor's appointment. We had a good time in the doctor's appointment. I lost weight, is what the doctor said. It's documented, so that was a good thing. My A1C, that's your blood sugar. My blood sugar was lower. I wasn't diabetic at all. But they were like, I was in a pre-diabetic stage. I was on that point where my body was trying to make a decision on what it wanted to do. When I went in, they were like, we're gonna prick your finger. They pricked my finger. I ain't like it too much. But they did that, took that. My A1C was down, so I ain't had no diabeticals. And my blood pressure was one. Hold on, y'all, because it was lower than it's ever been. My blood pressure, my self-esteem was together yesterday. I wrote it down on what it was yesterday. My blood pressure yesterday was 128 over 81. Now, a lot of y'all ain't gonna get excited about 128 over 81, but my blood pressure ain't been in the 120s in a long time. My blood pressure, my weight, ain't neither one of us been in the 120s in a long, long time. So that was good. And then the 81 was almost right there. So 128 over 81. So that's where I was with all that stuff. So I had a good doctor's appointment yesterday. So I left and just went out there and just started doing reckless stuff. Like, since I had all this good report, man, I went out and bought 2 Whoppers, and then took those 2 Whoppers and went to McDonald's and bought a double quarter pounder. So I just went in there and got all of that in. Just went and got all that. I was just like, give me all these burgers. And then give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina. That's what I told them yesterday. So that was that. So I went from speaking to a 6th grade graduation to going to the doctors. And then I got a call. While I got a call, I got multiple streams of things that I do. Not only do I do comedy and I perform and stuff, like I produce stuff and do other stuff. And so one of the comedy clubs knows me from my film work. And so he was like, hey, man, we got a comic that's coming into town, Nimesh Patel. Nimesh Patel, Nimesh. Nimesh Patel. Is a comic. He used to be on Saturday Night Live. He's doing, a lot of stuff. He's very popular in the Indian community. Red Dot Indian, not feathers. Red Dot. So he's really well known in the Indian community. He wanted somebody to come in and record his performance. So I said, hey, we got in there, so we recorded. And they said we also need somebody to feature and open up for him. And I was like, well, you got me. I'm in here. Double duty. So I feature for Nimesh and I record it. Now I couldn't do both at the same time. I had my cameraman there. But so big shout out to my man Issa or Issa or Asa, whatever you want to call him. But Issa Bolden, he was in there and he was recording. So here's what happened. I've never performed in front of a group of Indians. He was Indian. It was 85, 90% Indian in there. We went to go look at the tickets. And so, like, when you order from the Funny Bone, your name is on the reservation list. Everybody's last name was Patel. It was like a family reunion. Everybody's last name was Patel. Everybody had the same last name. I've never done a group of Indians before. And you walk in, and here's what I want to say to people. Be confident in who you are and what you do. Yesterday was a confidence-breaking day for me. Yesterday could have been a day that sent me off of a cliff, right? I had to speak to a group of 6th graders. That 6th grade graduation speaker is not my thing. I like to deal with adults. I don't really like kids. I could have went in there and fell flat on my face and my whole thing, but I accepted the challenge. I was like, okay, let's keep pushing ourselves. Let's push ourselves. So I did the 6th grade graduation, went in, that was successful. The principal hit me back, was like how great it was, blah, 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 blah. Now I got to go into a room full of red dots, right? So I get in there, 85%. You can start to feel like, hey, man, I've been funny. And that's what my life has been. My life has been like that a lot. If we can be transparent. We can be transparent. In my comedy life, I've had those hurdles all through my comedy career. right? So when I was doing shows here, it was like, okay, I'm good here because everybody here knows me. What about when I finally get a show on the road? So I get a show on the road, and I'm like, oh, but this is still kind of southern. I'm doing a show in North Carolina. Okay, well, North Carolina, Virginia, playing the same thing. That's that southern thing. What happens? And then I end up in New York, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a show in New York. This is the big city. They know comedy up here. They're gonna expose me. Yo, imposter syndrome will take over. Like I'm in New York now. Like this is New York City. They ain't gonna trust my comedy out here. It's not gonna work. Then my comedy worked in New York, and so I'm doing those stages. And then I had to go to LA, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the whole West Coast. These people is different out here. Snoop Dogg lives here. They don't know. So you got to prove yourself again in LA. And that worked out. And then I started doing clubs, and I was like, oh, well, the church loves me. Is the club gonna accept what I do? Like we find ways to self-sabotage ourselves rather than just believe in what we do, believe that we have the ability to do whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing, that whatever God has placed in you, if you don't believe in God, whatever the universe has placed in you, you are proficient. I believe in God. That's just my thing. You are proficient enough, you are talented enough, you can do whatever God has placed in you. And sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves and tell ourselves we can't do it before we even get in there and give it a try. We got to at least go. You got to at least try it out. You got to at least be like, well, God, I believe that you made me this way, that you gave me the ability to do it. I'm good enough here that I'm going to be good enough there. If I'm good enough at home, I'm good enough on the job. I'm good enough on the job. I'm good enough if you transfer me over here. I'm talented enough in what I do to take it. So me getting ready to go in the show with all these Indians, I was like, I ain't never even seen them laugh. I don't even know what they like. I don't even know where's the relatability gonna be between me and a room of 85% Indians. I ain't even finna lie to you. There was some moments of trepidation. Hmm. There were some moments where I won't 100% sure. I got to do 20 minutes in front of these Indians, and all I want to hear at the end, and it's not like when I get to Jesus and you want to hear "Well done." I wanted to do that show, and at the end, all I wanted to hear was "Thank you, come again." That's all I wanted. Thank you, come again. And I went in there and did what I do, man. I went in there, had a very good performance in front of them. They were very excited. They really enjoyed it, man. I thought I did well. Um, I'm gonna read y'all a comment somebody ended up sending me on the gram of Insta. They just say, "Hey man, just wanted to let you know that you killed it tonight. Me and my fiance were sitting up front and thought you were in our top 5 comedians we have ever seen, and we go to quite a few shows. Keep it up and hope to see you again. We will be keeping up with you." That was big. That was big, man. Top 5 comedians. And this is what I knew. I knew it wasn't a black person because they quantified. It had to be white people, it had to be red dots. Had to be because they came back and told me black people just be like, "Man, we love you. You one of the best we ever seen." They was like, "You the best we ever seen," and they won't white people will quantify it. White people like, "Man, this is delicious cornbread," and I know because I've had lots of cornbread. They always come back and tell you how much or whatever it is. I mean, like you one of the top 5 we've ever seen, and they're like, and we know because we've been to a lot of shows. It's crazy. It's crazy. What black people never tell you why they qualify. White people gonna let you know their qualifications right off the top. Right off the top. You know why I said Tracy, don't even act like it. It's a difference between feathered Indians because they were like, even he was like, he was Indian, but then he was like Native American Indian. So it's like 2 different types of Indians. You don't have just all one Indians. And you're also not Indian if you're from Indiana. You're Indianan, but you're not an Indian. Indianese, Indianian, Indianian, something. But y'all know red dot's different. So I got up there, man, and I decided that I was just gonna offend everybody. I said, we're gonna be here, we're gonna be open, we're gonna talk about all kinds of stereotypes. I told them off the top, I said, hey man, I ain't never felt this safe in my life. I know it's gotta be at least 100 doctors in this room right now. Because that's what all of them become. They all become doctors. And so they all laughed. They just thought that was great. Um, I did it. I was like, boom, they love me. And once I told them I knew they were all doctors, I was like, either y'all are doctors or all the convenience stores are closed right now. It was that was it. That's what I had. And they accepted it. They know what they do. They were fine with it. Talked about them. Then there was 2 black people that made it because somebody gave them tickets. They didn't even know what they were coming to see. Talked about them. It was a lady in a wheelchair, and she had the best wheelchair I've ever seen in my life. It was the Tesla of wheelchairs. That wheelchair was amazing. But I talked about her too. And I told her, you going to get it too. Don't let that wheelchair think that you're not going to get it. And she got it too. And at the end of the show, she came up to me and thanked me for talking about her. She was like, man, I thank you for talking about us so many times people won't because of the wheelchair. And so that's got to be the craziest feeling for you to be, because, you know, they always put the handicapped people up front. There's got to be one of the craziest feelings to be in a wheelchair praying for them to talk about you. I mean, a comedian is dogging everybody around you. Like everybody is getting it. And you just like, ooh, me. I'm also here. See me. Know that I'm here. I'm in a wheelchair. Hey, I would stand up to get your attention, but I can't. I can't walk out on you to make myself be seen. What can I do? And I talked about her and she got it. She got the business. And she was so grateful that I talked about her at the show. So that was weird. That was a weird flex. It was a weird flex. But she had an amazing wheelchair. I was in awe of her wheelchair because she ain't have to roll it. I don't know if she moved it with her body, left, right. I don't know if it was like half wheelchair, half hoverboard, but it was dope. Like the wheels was blacked out. It was sweet. It was like, if I go cripple, get me one of those. If I lose to use my legs, that's the wheelchair that I want. I don't know if you could put in GPS coordinates and the wheels, that would be dope. Like if I was like, I could just go in my wheelchair and my phone, and it's probably some wheelchair somewhere that could happen. And like I'm out of town, and I'd be like, oh man, I got to get to the closest McDonald's. I just put that in the wheelchair GPS, and I just sit and enjoy the ride. I just all the way there. That's dope. It hasn't been invented yet. I'm inventing it tomorrow. And if y'all hear somebody else, this is my proof of concept for the GPS wheelchair. That would be dope. I would be putting in man shoot. And I don't know how many miles per gallon a wheelchair gets. I don't know, but that Jane probably will work out, man. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. All right, we just gonna move on. So that was it. That was my day yesterday, man. So I don't know how your day went, but that was me. Oh, it's electric. Well, boogie woogie woogie. It should still get some miles. You should still get some miles per gallon on it though. Miles per charge. I don't know. I'm sure it's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. All right. So that was my day yesterday. I don't know how great your day was yesterday, but I'm sure it was because that's our whole thing. We are like our Mondays are gonna be fantastic. We decided that as a group. If you weren't at the meeting when we decided it, just know that we did. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. Today is it's a weird flex day for me today. Today's one of those weird flex days. I don't know how I feel today. I might have to go and perform in Richmond today. That might be great. If not, I'll be doing some other work that I'm obligated to do. Um, Today's just one of those weird flex days. Today is June the 13th. June the 13th is my mama's birthday. Today is my mama's birthday. So I gotta say happy birthday. Well, I tell her, hey, mom, happy birthday, mom. She over in the cabinet. Merry birthday. They didn't get you anything this year. That's weird. But today's my mama's birthday. So normally on my mama's birthday, the pressure level through the roof. Dog, I'm down. Like I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody. And but today I'm not there yet, because I got to get up, do this show, and I got my next show, and all kinds of stuff like that. So I don't know how to respond to it. But I think that the biggest thing for me is to just keep moving, man, and just to keep trying to do things. I still have I still got some stuff that I gotta get worked out from her whole dying, because she didn't, like, when people be dying, they don't ever check with you to see what you got going on. Man, they just kind of just go and just die on their own. They just be out. You know what I'm saying? They just be like, you know what? We gone. They don't ever respect your time. I just kind of feel kind of like that's how my mama did. Like she ain't call me and be like, guess what I'm doing today? Because I would have been like, oh man, not today. because today ain't a good day. You know what I'm saying? But she went ahead and left out, went to heaven on her own. I still sometimes have a hard time. I still do stuff like I talk to her. You know what I'm saying? I still had times where I'm like, "Hey, mom," or I forget that she ain't physically here. She just in a jar, um, which is crazy because that used to be the word for something being open. So you got to be like, boom. So my mama's like a door. She's now a jar. Like the door is a jar. My mama's in a jar. They seal that thing up tight too. You can't even get in there. Like if you just want to kind of dip in and get a little bit of your mama and like put her in something, that jank is close. But like I still had times. Like when my daughter graduated, I saw myself getting ready, and I was like, "Mom, I gotta go." Like what I gotta do? I gotta go pick up my mama, but I couldn't go pick up my mama. But I literally can at this point because she's just in a jar in the cabinet. But you just got to be like, I got to pick up. It's not really a jar, it's an urn. It's a different three-letter word. Y'all, listen, this is how I process it. My mama's she's in multiple jars actually, because I got her a big jar with the most of her, and then I got little jars of her so that when I go places, she can go too. And then I threw some of her out in the water because my mama liked blue water, so I took some of her, put her in the blue water. Like there you go. So but that's neither here nor there. Y'all ain't ask about all where my mama is, but she had been working on losing weight, and so I ain't finna lie to you, man. Cremation will do it to you. Cremation, she had to have lost like 100, 200 pounds with that cremation. Had to. Lost a lot of weight. A lot of weight. All that water, you ain't no bloating or nothing. Okay, anyway, but today's her birthday, man. So happy birthday, mama. I still try to live on and do things to make you happy. Your grandkids would just amaze you. If you saw your grandkids, you would just be like, and I know they say you can see your grandkids from up there, but if you was to see them like down here with your cataract eyes, you would have been like, man, it would have been great. And it would probably bring a tear to your eye, and like you probably would have walked around and been really really happy. So I'm happy that you happy, and I just keep on pushing. And I think that's the best thing I can do to recognize your birthday, is to keep trying to be successful and to make your name great, because wherever I go, you go. And I'm able to be like, ooh, this is Joyce's son and Joyce this, and so you get to stay rolling because wherever I go, you go. And like I can actually literally do that because you're in a pint size container. So I could literally take you with me everywhere I go. What? That's kind of weird. Oh, hey, other mom. But then I got my other mom. And so let me tell you about my other mama. That's my other mama. So she got the same last initial. She's still a G, so I ain't have to change that up. But she came right in, and she never even forced herself into my life. You know how some people try to force themselves, but she's my other mom. She always accepts me as her child. And like she literally, like she be like, these are my kids. And then people be confused and they think her husband had an affair. And then I just kind of popped up later on in life, like we like a whole episode of Jerry Springer, but that's not what happened. When my mom died, she just slid right on in, and she just did it so calm and cool. It won't collect it, and she just been right there. She never forced herself. And she always makes sure that I feel loved and that I got stuff. She has just been amazing. It's just been just amazing. And I think part of some of my life hurt and stuff like that because I have her and I'm able to call her and talk to her, and she don't judge me. She just listens to me, and she then gives me motherly advice. Like it's amazing how she's just become my mom, and I call her mom, and she be like, "Hey, son." So I love it. It's great. It's great. So she's been amazing. So that's my other mama. I didn't know she was gonna be on the show today, and she be proud of me when I do stuff, and she made me call her when I get places, and it's great. It's just fantastic to have her too. So that's it. And so God will, a lot of times will give you what you need and whatever timing that you need it in, and He'll make things. And I think God is a hole maker. And when I say hole maker, like not like literal holes like in Swiss cheese, but like He'll take the parts of you that are broken and empty and incomplete, and He'll make them whole. And sometimes we just got to be able to accept what He's sending to make us whole. Like I could have rejected all of her loving me, but she just loved me and I accepted it, and it helps make me whole. So I appreciate her and all that she does. But it's my mama's birthday, so I'm probably gonna go out there and probably just go stripping or streaking. Something that includes nakedness for my mama. I just get naked for Joyce today. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get there. And that's it. That's it. It's about time me to get off. I gotta check on my daughter. She had to go to work today. So that's good. I'm gonna try to figure out for each dollar she makes how to make her not make me spend money. Every dollar my daughter makes, that's a one less dollar I spend. But if she actually hears it, she'll probably quit her job because kids ain't worth nothing. All right, I love y'all, man. We'll be back on tomorrow. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Tomorrow's hunch day, so I'll be on to embarrass my mama by talking about sex while she's in the room. I'm sorry, mama. I forgot you being here when I be talking about, but you know I don't participate in any sex because that was your big thing, mama. You wanted me to remain abstinent, and I've done it. That's the only promise that I made my mama is that I won't get out there and get with any of these loose women, and I haven't. I've been pure as a driven snow. Yep, that is it. It is hard living this virgin life, but I'm in here. I'm doing it. I'm in here virgining it up. I'm virgining it up, staying pure, staying pure. And y'all can fight it if y'all want to. Yeah, see, Lisa says yes. Lisa knows about my virginity. Thank you, Lisa. I'm out here. I'm out here. That's it. All right, I'm out before y'all start trying to besmirch my name and my purity. Purity. So pure. But both mamas. I did, didn't I? All right. Okay, I'm out.